job, guys. Oh, that was so much fun today. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Thank you for the support.
Get in there, Lewis. That's it, mate. That's the 100.
Okay, let's see. We have let's take one more. Yeah, this one should be easy. Okay, so we have official series, street and... Okay, let's do the night races. And we start with Abu Dhabi. Okay. So this will be Abu Dhabi. If street in Singapore is out of questions, it will be this. Jeddah. Maybe they will be repeating. Who knows?
We've got more F1 World action for you today. Welcome along, everybody, as we look down at our grid. Who's your driver to follow? We have 16 corners here at Yas Marina Circuit, 7 to the right and 9 to the left. It's a total lap distance of 3.28 miles. 2 long straights and overtaking opportunities throughout the lap. And we expect average speeds of around 123 miles per hour. And as our drivers line up on the grid, it's eyes on the competition, but for each and every one of our drivers in the cockpit, it's eyes on the prize, and that prize is victory. We've got to the middle part of the season, Anthony Davidson. There are lots of points on offer here, and there have been lots of points on offer and attained by our driver at the start.
Okay, we start at 11th.
Well, we hear some drivers say, oh, it's all over, only after a couple of races, but the seasons are long.
Okay.
A lot of points up for grabs these days. So, you know, it's easy to look back and reflect and think, oh, I could have had X amount more points now in the bag. But you can't change that. So focus on what you can control, work with your team the best you can, and just aim for perfection from now on. You know, you can turn things around. That's the reason you're in Formula One, in this competition in the first place, is because of your previous achievements in the sport. So look back at those positive moments rather than what the negatives bring.
Alrighty then. I guess balanced is a good thing. Okay.
start was fine. Let's try and move forward.
I'm still not used to the menus.
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled. Good job, nice overtake. Final lap, push, push. Well, we didn't hit the target today, so there's definitely room for improvement there, but you did bring it home cleanly, so I'll take that.
I wanted too much.
They've done it then! A spectacular victory here in Abu Dhabi. And a massive confidence boost for the entire team, I'm sure.
A great display of dominance today, Crofty, by this driver. They led from lights out to the flag at the end, led every lap of the race. Brilliant stuff by them, and excited to see what more they can do in future races.
A show-stopping performance from the three drivers approaching the podium right now. It's been an interesting Grand Prix, that's for sure. It's not where you start, it's where you finish. So even though it might have been a disappointing start to the season for some, there's plenty of time to rise through the rankings as we continue in F1 World.
Okay, a bit of settings adjustment. One more time. I guess. One point, setup data and cache. Inside cache contract. I wanted this button. Claim all. It will be inside, yes. And I need to go for a second. Where is it? Okay. Oh. Okay. Let's redeem ourselves. I need a redemption.
It's a full house and it's a full grid as our latest F1 World event is just moments away. So have you picked your favourite driver to cheer on? The drivers will be racing here at the Yas Marina circuit through 16 corners and a lap distance of around 3.28 miles. There are a few opportunities to pass with long straights and DRS zones in 2 places, so plenty of close racing, then plenty of speed and plenty of drama to be found in the laps ahead. It's not where you start, it's where you finish. Our F1 World drivers have had many ups and downs as they progress to this moment in their F1 World journey. But who will taste victory today and who will go home empty-handed? Now, I'll be generous here. It's not that long ago that you were racing and entertaining us on a Sunday. But in the years since, the sport has changed quite a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has, Crofty. You know, the cars have got bigger, they're heavier, but critically, there's more downforce to play with as well now. There was about 4 tons of downforce on the car at 300 kilometers an hour when I drove. You're now looking more towards 5 tons of downforce. So there, you know, there's a big difference in performance. But because of that, the car being heavier and bigger, you've got to drive in a smoother way. You've got to look after it a bit more. You've got to nurse it through the slow speed corners more. They were much more nimble, agile machines when I drove in Formula 1 compared to now.
Start was okay, now stay alert for threats around you. OK, DRS is now available. Look out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car ahead. They're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past. Well done on keeping it nice and clean out there. Good stuff. You know what they say? Consistency's half the battle, isn't it? Mate, that was great stuff, but I think you could have pushed harder than that. I know you kept it clean, but there was a bit more room there.
Maybe.
A real team effort then, which has paid off in spades. A great victory here at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
They led from lights out to the flag at the end, and their race victory was never in doubt, was it? Brilliant stuff by them.
Here comes your top three, making their way down to the podium for what can only be described as a fantastic day for Formula One. Well, it's been glory for some, less so for others. But who knows? The tables might turn next time out. Plenty more races to come this season, so join us again. It's F1 World.
This time a podium. I wonder if there will be my super slide. I guess that's it. Yup. Lucky. But I got the fastest lap. That's something, I guess. Inside cash contract. Fun points and cash. That's more likely. And I prefer any track. I don't really know what's next. Could have checked. New item. Contract for sponsor. But I still don't have anything for a strategist. I'm gonna wait. Qatar. Okay. I agree, it is a night race.
Well, I don't know about you, but the nerves are gradually building here in the commentary box. We're just moments away from lights out at our latest F1 World event. So we're back here in Losail, and this is the track map. 3.34 miles, 16 turns, and just one DRS zone out of turn 16. It's already a fast and flowing track after all. There's a good overtaking opportunity with DRS, though, through the long straight and into turn 1. And as we go through the lineup, many of these drivers are racing here for the first time, racing in the heart of the desert. Whatever happens tonight, it's going to be an unforgettable experience.
Wealth. Okay.
So, Anthony Davidson, the season is a long entity. How does your mentality change as we move through the various stages?
Everybody's got a coulda, woulda, shoulda story around this time of the year, Crofty, and it's easy for you to feel like the victimised one. But like I say, everybody's been through that, and they could have all scored more points, of course. So focus on the here and now and control the things that you can control. What's happening?
Something happened to his pants, I guess. Improve license and achieve the fastest lap. Okay. 10th place, okay. Sorry.
Okay, you've got front wing damage, but only have a few laps left. If you can live with it, stay out. Now use DRS. DRS now available. I'm afraid you've been given a time penalty for that last incident, mate. Okay, final lap. Let's go. Final lap. watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push. Well, mate, that was great stuff, but I feel like you've not done yourself a favour there because now the expectation is right up there every time.
Okay. All targets are done.
And that's the checkered flag. What an effort from the team here in Qatar. And a fully deserved victory too.
I mean, it looked like they were in a different category at points during the race, led every lap. I mean, what more can we say?
Well, what a thrilling end to an incredible Grand Prix weekend. Our top three finishers should be incredibly happy with what they were able to achieve out there today. We've gone wheel to wheel, we've seen thrills and spills. Who knows what's coming next? So join us again for more F1 World action.
So what's next? We have a new power unit and a contract for a principal. Fun points, cash. What can I claim? Body wave. Okay. And it is Singapore. Okay. License. Okay, so the standard set. So Singapore it is.
The F1 World Calendar takes us across the globe and back home again. Welcome along to our latest event. Who knows what's going to happen today? And here's our track, 4.94 kilometers long, and overtaking chances into the first corner, into turn 14 at the end of the Esplanade, and now into turn 16 in the newly reprofiled sector that we first ran on in 2023. Still though, it's punishing and tough on the brakes, and the heat and humidity will take an effect on our drivers. Another day, another event, but this is no mundane progression. There's victory on the cards for one of our F1 World drivers today. We're midway through our F1 World season. You've been watching the action keenly alongside me. Lots of points on offer at the moment. So how do you maximise that good start? Who's looking good to carry on their good form?
Well, this is a great time for drivers to really reflect on the first part of the season. This could be the right time to have a mental turning point and change things around if things haven't gone really well. Or you can just look back on the good things you've done in the first part of the season and make sure you keep that going.
Same objectives as before. I didn't see what position am I starting in, but hey, I can customize. I was hoping I can customize. They are locked. Okay.
let's focus now for the rest of the race. Okay, well done. That's 3 clean laps in a row. Beautiful stuff. Keep it going. You might experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as soon as possible.
Shit.
Okay, you have some front wing damage, but not enough to justify a stop in the remaining laps. Okay, this is your final lap of the race. You're increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 a lap. Okay, good clean racing today, that's a positive. But on the flip side, we didn't make our target, did we?
They've endured the harsh conditions here in Singapore then to pull off a spectacular win.
And they led every single lap of the race. It was a light to flag victory, and that is total dominance.
Well, I'm thoroughly exhausted after the excitement of that race, but I'm sure it's nothing compared to our drivers here. They've worked hard to make it up there, and it's great to see them make their way onto the podium now. So many races, so many stories. Who knows what the next chapter has in store for us all? So join us next time out for more thrilling F1 World action.
All right. Let's get some more. Two races, 5 clean laps, 5 times DRS. That's cool. At least my license is going up.
Welcome everybody from the commentary box to this latest F1 World event. So far this season, some of our drivers have made great names for themselves, others need to improve. Can they do it today? And here's our track, 4.94 kilometres long, and overtaking chances into the first corner, into turn 14 at the end of the Esplanade, and now into turn 16 in the newly reprofiled sector that we first ran on in 2023. Still though, it's punishing and tough on the brakes, and the heat and humidity will take an effect on our drivers. Our drivers line up on the grid then for our latest instalment in this F1 world journey. Our drivers have come from various backgrounds, but they all have the same emotion, the same target, and that's victory today.
Okay, 11th. Last time was 12 or 13, I think. And maybe even 56 front brakes.
So many different storylines being written from one end of the grid to the other.
Well, this is a great time for drivers to really reflect on the first part of the season. This could be the right time to have a mental turning point and change things around if things haven't gone really well. Or you can just look back on the good things you've done in the first part of the season and make sure you keep that going.
Alrighty. Sorry.
Okay, the start was fine. Let's try and move forward.
No, it wasn't.
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled.
What was I supposed to do, game?
Okay, you just started the final lap of the race. Final lap.
Might as well use that.
Okay, mate, this is the final lap of the race. Final lap.
Okay, I need to learn.
Okay, mate, final lap. Keep
No.
and let's bring it home.
What if I want to? I'm guessing you can't cancel.
Okay, mate, good clean racing today. The car's good to go again. Unfortunately, we didn't get the result, but we'll do better next time.
What a great race it's been then. Another classic Singapore Grand Prix. And they've held on to take the checkered flag here today.
And it's one thing to win, but to win like that in total dominance style, that was a fantastic drive, and it is not one that we see very often.
Welcome then to the podium, our top three drivers. What a great effort from them today in a very difficult race. Well, the prize in the eyes of our winner today is there for all to see. But next time, who knows who might be standing on top of that podium? Join us again next time for more thrilling F1 World action.
one more thing I need to check before I try once more. Points, tire wear, cash, and invitational. Yep. Power unit and a contract. I forgot that I gained a power unit. Do I have? Okay. Let's see the pass. It's an invitational. Isn't it? Yeah, glass wall and a pose. Glass wall and an invitational, okay. Yep. This might be a problem. Maybe I will see the numbers on the boards better. Because sometimes I don't know, especially when it's on the wall, like on the side. I don't know if it's like 100 or 200, and that makes a big difference. And they are really small. Let's see how it looks.
Well, a warm welcome from the commentary box to this F1 World event. What a glorious day this could be for one. And here's our track, 4.94 kilometers long, and overtaking chances into the first corner, into turn 14 at the end of the Esplanade, and now into turn 16 in the newly reprofiled sector that we first ran on in 2023. Still though, it's punishing and tough on the brakes, and the heat and humidity will take an effect on our drivers. Our drivers line up on the grid, wanting to write another chapter in their own F1 world journey. How will the story end today? Who will taste victory? We're about to find out.
Yeah, P11. Not that much higher up, but the car should be faster. Just be careful on the braking. Be careful on the
I know
braking.
what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, every driver certainly has their own way of preparing themselves before a race.
That's a cool livery.
Their pre-race rituals are a real thing. When I was in go-karting, I used to touch every wheel in a specific sequence before I got into the kart. And then I stepped up to cars and had a specific set of fireproof base layers just for race day. So watch the drivers when they're on the grid. Some may be sitting on the floor and isolating, others may be up to other things that they do. But these little things really help their minds get ready for the race.
We're seeing major front wing damage. Box, box, box.
I was trying to read the meters.
Okay, off we go, back into the race. Your late turn-in meant we had a slower than planned pit stop, I'm afraid. Final lap, push, push. Okay, well we didn't hit our target unfortunately, but the positives are we did keep it clean.
Yes, yes. One more.
What a great race it's been then. Another classic Singapore Grand Prix. And they've held on to take the checkered flag here today.
There was never a moment of doubt today. You could tell that they completely had it under control, and that is a sign of greatness.
The faces on our top three look so incredibly happy as they make their way up to the podium. A much-deserved victory and a brilliant performance from them all.
It's a difficult one, I must say.
Well, what happened on the track today will surely, no doubt, come back to excite us once more. These drivers competing throughout the season and giving us brilliant entertainment. So why not join us again next time for more of the same?
1 point tire or cash. Just a bit of a reset.
Get in there, Lewis. Awesome race, mate. Absolutely fantastic race pace.
Had to check something. I didn't check out the pass. Oh, more Bitcoin. It's cool. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7.5, 9. And it's 10. I mean, come on. Just finish this. Just finish this.
We've got more F1 World action for you today, so welcome along, ladies and gentlemen, and pick your favourite driver to follow. And here's our track, 4.94 kilometres long, and overtaking chances into the first corner, into turn 14 at the end of the Esplanade, and now into turn 16 in the newly reprofiled sector that we first ran on in 2023. Still though, it's punishing and tough on the brakes, and the heat and humidity will take an effect on our drivers. Our drivers line up on the grid then, all progressing through their own F1 World journey. But who will taste victory today? We're midway through our F1 World season. You've been watching the action keenly alongside me. Lots of points on offer at the moment. So how do you maximise that good start? Who's looking good to carry on their good form?
Well, this is a great time for drivers to really reflect on the first part of the season. This could be the right time to have a mental turning point and change things around if things haven't gone really well. Or you can just look back on the good things you've done in the first part of the season and make sure you keep that going.
I don't want to be brake checked.
That's a decent start. Good job.
Good.
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled. Okay, good work. Great pass.
Too wide.
You might experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as soon as possible. Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home.
Did I get the fastest?
Raced that cleanly before. Good stuff. How'd you hit the target?
Oh. I didn't expect that. Phew.
The harsh conditions here in Singapore then to pull off a spectacular win.
Wow, that race really kept us on our toes with the ever-changing weather conditions. It is so unpredictable when you're in the car, with visibility being limited to know exactly what's going on. So the driver really made some great calls in this situation.
A show-stopping performance from the three drivers approaching the podium right now. It's been an interesting Grand Prix, that's for sure.
I honestly don't know if the lower end of the diff made a difference, but
It's not where you start, it's where you finish. So even though it might have been a disappointing start to the season for some, there's plenty of time to rise through the rankings as we continue in F1 World.
come on, I'm happy with that result. That's a result that I'm more than happy with. $300 inside, 3,000 cash, 6 key inside, a rare power unit, an uncommon R&D hat, a contract for the principal, and Night Races Quickfire trophy. Also 15 fun points, 20 tire wear, 600 cash, and an uncommon gearbox. The events that are unlocked: Street Circuits Quickfire and Driving Lesson Braking. Obviously I'm gonna go for Street Circuits Quickfire next. I'll claim this. I mean, if you want to read what it is, feel free to pause. I kind of wonder if that is a multiplayer event. I mean, this is Australia. I like it. I like Australia. Let's see. I don't know if this is multiplayer. But I want to do it as a kind of breeder. The level was low, so. And I like Australia. Albert Park is cool. I like it.
Welcome along, everybody, to our latest F1 World event. There might just be a single prize for victory, but there are so many stories up and down the grid as our drivers look to make a name for themselves. So here we are at Albert Park Circuit, 3.28 miles around, with the streets making for a bumpy surface with little undulation. There are 14 corners around the lake, with the best passing opportunities coming at turn 1 and turn 3. Well, we have a brilliant view from our commentary box looking down on our grid today, but as nervous and as tense as we are behind the microphone, that's nothing compared to how the drivers feel behind the wheel as they head for victory. Welcome along to the commentary box, and we're looking at a driver who's very much operating at a much higher level than some of the other drivers on our F1 World Grid. Do you think that it's just been a bit too easy for them so far?
Well, this should be a really fun one for this driver. It kind of gets me wondering, why is nobody handling the balance of performance around here? Well, it should be a walk in the park, and if it's not, then I've got even more questions.
This should be easy. Pole position means that I have the fastest car. Yeah, it's balanced. No need to risk it. Let's just manage.
We can now use DRS. DRS now available. done on keeping it nice and clean out there. Good stuff. You know what they say? Consistency's half the battle, isn't it? Okay, mate, this is the final lap of the race. Final lap. That's what I'm talking about. We're all buzzing here on the pit wall. That was super clean, and we got the win.
Well, got too cocky at the end.
We've witnessed some great battles on the streets of Melbourne today then, and they've taken a fantastic win.
And they led every single lap of the race. It was a light to flag victory, and that is total dominance.
The faces on our top three look so incredibly happy as they make their way up to the podium. A much-deserved victory and a brilliant performance from them all. Well, it's been glory for some, less so for others. But who knows? The tables might turn next time out. Plenty more races to come this season, so join us again. It's F1 World.
Really? Not even the last lap lockup? Come on. Still. $23 key inside, 900 inside, 9,000 in cash. Uncommon brakes, rare R&D head, a contract for a strategist, and a sponsor. Okay. 1,500 in cash, fun points, track data, and an invitational. It's all cool. I wanted to go to pass. Complete 50 fun liaison vendor goals. Okay. It's a big one. That's a harvest. Let's see what's in the garage. A power unit, An R&D head. Contract for a principal. A gearbox. Brakes. R&D head. Contract for a strategist and a sponsor. Okay, let's see. We could use this. Don't have one of those. Better brakes, yes please. Better gearbox, yes please. More powerful, yes. And yeah, the rear wing is the same. This game has a LAN connection? I guess I can save the highlights. Still, I got them recorded. Okay.